Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Matt and welcome back to the channel. We have a ton of incredible news to talk about today regarding XRP, including what one analyst said that I think you guys are going to go absolutely crazy for. So if you're new, make sure to drop a like and subscribe for daily XRP updates, and let's freaking get into this, man, all right? So there is just some absolutely insane news that I know you guys are going to really want to take a look at, including why October might be the best month of 2025. But before we do that, you guys know what we're always doing is checking out the crypto bubbles for the day. This is a very crude, rudimentary way to just get an idea of what is going on with the entire market right now. Because again, when you check these bubbles, is it the best indicator of how your coin is doing today directly? No. But it does give you a very good pulse of what's going on in the whole market, which would again be very useful if you are following XRP or any other crypto. Again, so we could see a couple of the main winners. ZEC again is just absolutely on fire. I know a lot of people have been waiting for this. Cake is up a little bit today as well. Bitcoin holding steady. Cardano. Just a very nice even spread across the board of either neutrals or greens. So mostly neutral or green today. Solana 234, that is awesome to see. And XRP hanging in at $3.07 as of now, which is incredible. I know a lot of people have really been waiting to hold past that $3 mark. Now, again, this is a nice, steady, healthy, consistent increase. Note the increase in volume here as well. We are up 28% in volume, and the market cap at this point has surged up to $184.46 billion. As you guys have heard me talk about consistently on the channel, and again, the news we're going to get into later in this video kind of explains this, but as you guys have heard me talk about consistently on this channel, as we get past that 2.7, 2.8 line of support and actually surge past $3 and consistently hold it, I think XRP will stay there. I think that's a very realistic expectation for now. I do think that could change in the future. I do think we could have a new line of support in the future later on, but for now, I think that's where we should be staying. So there's a lot of updates, a lot of valuable news that I think you guys are going to want to pay attention to, but the main thing is taking a look at our technicals and kind of seeing what we have shown. And I've showed you guys this a few times. This is just looking at the market cap as well, kind of giving you guys an indication of what we could see in the near future. But if we take a look at the actual price and say we want to reset our indicators completely and start completely from scratch here, which I think we're going to do. We're going to remove everything and then we're going to start from scratch. You guys know this is one of my absolute favorite things to do. We have the auto fib extension. This is useful in the context that a retracement is also useful. And essentially what this indicates and what this shows is what levels we would be looking to see that are potential lines of resistance and lines of support in the future. So if we take a look right now, you guys will notice and you guys will see that our main line of support right now, at least that it is indicating, is right around 2.86. So because we saw potential and because we reached over that $3 mark, 2.86 is where we really have to be in order to maintain this, in order to show that XRP is a more highly valued asset and is not going below 2.7, 2.6 again in the future. So this is done algorithmically, where it essentially tells you what numbers and what indicators to look for, and if you did have a breakout, where would it lead to? So you guys can see we are pushing past that 3.1 mark. At least a little bit earlier today we were. So we surged up to around $3.13, and it's kind of been bouncing around this little range here. Now, the main point where we could really be and we could really stay, hopefully for the rest of the day if we're lucky, 3.05. So $3.05 would be a good spot to be. But if we compress things a little bit and you guys watch us surge upwards, you guys will see that if we go with the 1.6 mark here, this would put us at $3.24. So if we're able to sort of break past that, and we're actually drawing a line here, if you guys see, if we zoom out of everything, and you guys see what we're really looking for, okay? We zoom out of everything. If we are able to continue this trend that we're seeing, you guys can see what's going on, okay? So we have pretty much from a longer term context from July, just a nice descending wedge here. And what we should see happen, hopefully, is something like this. We bounce around and then bam, time for liftoff. And we lift off up until around $3.48, or if we get a little less lucky, $3.24. But is it really luck? Is this really luck? Because yes and no, right? I mean, there does have to be some enthusiasm in the market, sure. But when you have an actual viable currency like XRP that I don't have qualms saying I personally like, Again, I'm not financial advice. Do your own research, of course. This is just my opinion. But I don't have any qualms in saying I like XRP and that I believe in it, because I do. It is one of the best cryptos out there right now, and it's not even a question for a multitude of reasons. So, do I believe that at one point this will become our line of support? Yes. And do I believe at one point this will become our line of support? Yes. I think it's only a matter of time and patience. We take a look at the relative strength index. This just tells us, again, whether or not the crypto we're looking at is being overbought or oversold. So if we take a look, you guys can see we're pretty much in a healthy boundary. We slightly peak above earlier, and we slightly peak above 12th of September. So really only twice in the past couple of months did we really push above this, but it looks as if we're in a very, very healthy accumulation phase here, and ideally we kind of just stay in this little zone here for a while, because staying in here will allow us to gain solid momentum. We will gain solid stability without the feeling of being overbought or oversold. Now, the thing I wanted to show you guys earlier that I told you to pay attention for is something this analyst said about why October will be the most bullish month of 2025 for XRP. So again, they mentioned the same thing I mentioned. It established support at $2.80, igniting an October rally that may further be fueled by ETF approval and the potential influx of institutional capital. Remember, guys, if you guys have any questions for me, you can always join my Discord down below that is free, and I will answer them for you. Some key takeaways they're mentioning is that XRP establishes support at 2.8 with a potential descending triangle breakout, projecting a 23% rally to $3.66. And again, if we take a look at what the numbers here run, here we are at 3.72. That's pretty similar. So that's essentially what they are running with here right now. And again, they're talking about the fact that it rose 5% in the past 24 hours. The SEC approval of spot XRP ETFs could add towards the October tailwinds. It is up 11% from its local low of 2.69 to trade just below $3 on Thursday. This move positioned XRP for further gains in October, backed by several on-chain technical and fundamental factors. So what are those factors? Well, when it talks about the on-chain data, it says their record quarterly close on Tuesday came as the price pushed above the support zone of 2.75, 2.8, like I was mentioning earlier. The cost basis distribution heat map shows significant activity in this area, where 4.3 billion XRP were acquired, underscoring the importance of this level. And they show you guys kind of that heat map here. And again, they're saying holding above that was critical, which I was saying as well as of a few days ago, to get past $3 and beyond. So they believe that this compression is setting up for a decisive move, and you guys can see, of course, the next significant resistance is expected to be the 0.618 fib retracement level, around $3, the triangle's descending trend line. So again, they show you guys that trend line here, which you want to pay attention to. They show you guys that trend line. They're saying these might be the points of resistance where we might have to wait for things to bounce up again. So if we encounter that resistance, the best time to buy would probably be somewhere around now when we're getting that point of resistance. Maybe if you see at the end of the day, the crypto is at $3.04 or $3.05, that would probably be the best time. That's probably when I will jump in again. And again, if that works out, a decisive breakout from a symmetrical triangle could ignite a rally towards $4.20 in October, fueled by whale buying. The SEC's ETF approval as well. We were talking about this a lot recently, but essentially the SEC said that the October ETF spotlight could add tailwind towards XRP. With the SEC's deadlines looming mid-month, they are expected to decide on 6 spot XRP ETF applications, including Grayscale's, with the deadline of October 18th, so about 2 more weeks before we find out whether or not that is going to happen. The key deadlines for other applications fall between October 19th and October 25th. So they have all these deadlines to approve these XRP ETFs, and if those go through, that is going to be absolutely nuts, man. I don't know what XRP is going to go to, but that is going to be a big freaking deal, man. So these are the days I am really, 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 really looking for, and I think you guys would be silly to not really pay attention to those days and follow, because those will be great times, at least in my opinion, to grab some XRP. So they followed the SEC's approval of a streamlined listing standard for spot crypto ETFs, signaling a regulatory openness following the resolution of Ripple's lawsuit. Of course, that was one of the biggest things that we saw back in August, was the approval and the success of XRP in the lawsuit. So essentially what happened and how it strengthened their narrative, at least they're saying, is that when XRP was under threat, when the SEC was threatening to sue XRP, but what appeared to almost kill it now appears to be its greatest strategic advantage. And again, the SEC caused XRP to crash back in 2020. We remember this, last delistings, whatever. But then the lawsuit against the operator Ripple Labs alleged it had conducted the sale of $1.3 billion worth of securities. But then, after the litigation concluded, both parties dropped their appeals, put XRP in a landmark position, and now it has definitive legal clarity. This is something you guys have been looking for, have been waiting for such a long time. And again, back in August, September time, that was when we really received this. So, if we are to look at how this benefits us long term, as we continue to get approval of these ETFs, there could be billions of institutional capital, which debuted on September 18th and nearly $38 million in first day volume. Even partial approvals would boost sentiment, they're saying, including liquidity and adoption, fostering a self-reinforcing rally in October's high stakes window. So overall, just incredible, insane stuff. I hope you guys found this useful, truly. I do believe this is going to be the best time for XRP coming very, very soon. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe for more daily XRP price updates, and always join the free Discord down below in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all soon.